The next stop is On the Radar Radio.
Stand clear of the closing doors, please.
Yes, sir, baby. On the Radar Radio. Yo, special guest in the building. We got a legend in the building today. The one, the only Mr. Vegas in the building. Hello, sir. How are you?
There, brother. There.
It's a pleasure to have you here. You know what I'm saying?
Give thanks.
Whenever I have someone like yourself come here, I want to give you your flowers first and foremost, man. So thank you for everything you've contributed to music. Thank you. And congratulations on everything that you've accomplished up until this point, man.
Yeah, man. Give thanks, man. Give thanks. It's been a long journey, you know? So
Still a lot more to go, though.
Whole heap more. I think my best is yet to come.
I like that.
Yes, I.
What type of space you been in lately?
Well, I've been working with some African, sounds, Afro music. I'm working with some Nigerian producers and artists. So I'm kind of mixing the dancehall vibe with the Afro vibe, just a connection with the African roots.
I like that.
And I'm heavily in the Latino market. I was just nominated for Best International Act at the Latin American Music Award.
Oh, congratulations, man.
Yes,
congratulations. At the Latin American Music Awards.
Yeah, man.
That's fire.
Yep. So I just keep working, at the same time, still trying to keep hardcore dancehall in the space, because it's real challenging now, to do hardcore dancehall, because we don't do that juggling anymore. A lot of juggling anymore. Like when 10 artists used to be on the same beats, and DJ would mix all those songs on the same beat. So I'm still trying to keep that in the space, because that's where we come from, original dancehall.
Right. Do you feel like with like having all the different artists on like the same type of beat and kind of trying to uphold that tradition, like, do you feel like a pressure because of that to uphold that, or like what is your thoughts on just trying to uphold that tradition right now?
It's kind of difficult now because there are so many outlets now. When I got into music, you had to go to the studio, you had to get a good producer. Yeah. So those process kind of, cut out a bit, where someone can just buy a beat on the internet and just flow over the beat, whatever, And I think the kids are mostly using hip-hop beats or rap beats or trap beats or whatever they call it, because it's a different vibe. It's more like they're sounding like a rapping with, patois, which is our dialect from Jamaica. So it's no longer like, na 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 na, or Sean Paul, just give me the light and pass the Joe. So it used to be a lot of melody, and then we hit the verses,
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, and like, even if you've seen like a lot of like the younger artists out of Jamaica are really kind of rapping, and they're kind of doing the crossover stuff with the American artists. Like, I don't know, like someone like Skilly, he did a song with Fabio Foreign from out here in New York and French Montana. Like, that's kind of like the space I feel like a lot of the younger artists have been in as of lately coming out of Jamaica.
Well, you know what's interesting? When I just got into music, and even prior to me getting into music, the crossover market, the Americans or the Canadians or the British, they would not accept us trying to rap. They wanted that hardcore shabba ranking sound. But it's good now that the kids, the younger generation, they're accepted worldwide for doing it. Because that's where they're comfortable, and they have a fan base on the internet where they know that it's like they don't have to go to radio to get themselves out there. And back in the days, we had to go to radio for you to hear it, or for the international audience to hear it. We had to go to radio, like the Hot 97 and the Power 105 and the Mix 96, so forth.
Do you think like now it's the reason why the younger generations is able to be accepted with the rap stuff versus, like how you said, like they wouldn't want you rapping the way that they're rapping now back then? Do you think it's just kind of like a changing of the guard, people getting older and the internet? Do you think that's really kind of what has allowed, someone like a Skilly to be able to do what they do?
No, I think Skillibeng is able to reach the younger generation now through the internet.
Yeah. That's what I meant. Yeah.
Right. So I think that's what's happening. Everyone can have a fan base now. You can go on TikTok today, and put a song out, and tomorrow you're the biggest thing. That song becomes a big hit. So that's what it is. They have their Instagram platform, they have their Facebook, different social media platforms where people just gravitate to what they're doing. And they have that audience, like Shen says, she has that built-in audience. Jada, all of those people, they have their audience that follow them wherever.
Right. How do you navigate this new space then? Like, you come back, you start dropping consistently. Like, how are you navigating through this space now of the internet?
Well, ever since I got my break, I always try to keep my music current. in a sense where, what Skilly Bang and Skeng and all of them are doing, I try to mix whatever I'm doing with that. You see what I'm saying? So I'm never the one to shy away from changes or evolution.
Right.
I'm mixing my sound with what's going on. Just like Afro music, everyone is saying, oh, Afro is dominating. I find ways to incorporate some Afro sound in my thing. If it's, whatever it is. Instead of just sitting back and just saying, you know what, let that slide. Because it's music, it's an evolution.
Right. And as an artist, you always kind of want to be changing. Even like you mentioned, like with Afrobeats kind of taking over now.
Yeah, man.
It's like, it's kind of hard to like not want to do it too, because the music has also become so infectious and important to like the culture now too.
Yeah, man. And if you listen to the Afro artists, like if you listen to Burna Boy.
Yeah.
Burna Boy is actually DJing like how Cutty Ranks and those DJs used to DJ. It's just that he's doing it in a different dialect.
Yeah.
But if you listen to him, it's just like, he's like a DJ, like a Jamaican DJ.
Right.
Just that he's using a different dialect.
And I feel like a lot of them too, like they always will also cite like Jamaican music as a big inspiration for them. I think one of the ones that comes to mind who like Stonebwoy. Stonebwoy, throughout the course, I've interviewed him a couple times, but the one thing that he's always said consistently in all of his interviews, he's like, look, I wouldn't be here if there weren't the Jamaican artists didn't come before me. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like what I do is Afro beats, but a lot of, like how you mentioned how they rap or how they pronounce certain things, a lot of that has come from the inspirations of, someone like yourself or Jamaican artists who have come before them.
Yep. And if you listen to even some words that they use, it's close to the patois that we speak. So it's good. I just think it's good that the world has opened up now. The internet is there to really connect us, worldwide. Like Nigerian artists can be doing songs with Jamaican artists.
Right.
You just see Davido did something with some dancehall artists from Jamaica, and it's trending, so it's good.
Yeah, and I like seeing that type of crossover too, because it's like I think about how, before we had like the real social media impact available to us and to artists, you wouldn't really always get to see that. But it also shows like a certain sense of unity, because I feel like if we look at like 5-6 years ago when dancehall was really having this moment in hip hop too, like Drake and everybody kind of getting on these type of songs, and now Afrobeats is having that moment. People might be like, okay, like what was bigger at what time, but now it's kind of like it doesn't really matter because everybody's able to come together and do the do the crossover records. You know what I'm saying? Like I think Burna had I think it was Popcorn on his album, but like you're able to have these crossover records where it doesn't really matter because it all becomes one at the end of the day.
Yeah, man. Africa is such a big market. Like when you do a song with an African artist, if it's successful, if it breaks, trust me, you have a whole continent to tour. That's a whole different story right there.
Yeah.
So when you get into that market, it's like crazy.
Yeah. What your journey like? What do you feel like has been the best part of your journey so far, right? And what do you feel like has been the biggest hurdle you've had to overcome?
I think the best part so far is being able to travel the world and still be able to do music. And I've done songs that I can perform 20 years from now, like Head Zion, Hot Girl Today, and them tune, and I Am Blessed and Gallus. Them tune is like they never get old, I think obstacles. My obstacles basically motivates me or keeps me going, You understand? So there are challenges in everything. It's a competitive industry. It's a small place, 2.5 million people in Jamaica. So when an artist get a big breakout of that, you're gonna find some crab in the barrel mentality. But you have to use that to fuel yourself. Even going on beats, like 10 of us on the same beats, on the same beat is like a challenge, because you're trying to get that number one or that number, the top 3 spots.
Yeah.
If you get the top, if you're in the top 3 when a beat comes out, that's money right there.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? That's touring right there. That's a big tune right there. Because the artists, they're going so hard, so you have to be really competitive. Like when you listen to Spragga Benz, from a girl I pop and you ain't not ready yet, you got to come with the fire. You got to go past traffic blocking, girl come down in a tight and stacking. That's just like, it's killing it. So, you have to go, heads high, kill them with go hard.
You mentioned like the crabs in a bucket mentality.
Barrel.
Barrel, sorry. Bucket, barrel. Yeah, barrel. But like, overcoming that too, I feel like is such an important thing for an artist because it's like whether it be like hip hop, dancehall, Afro beats, like it's easy to just kind of get stuck in your ways too after a while. Which kind of brings me back to like what we were just talking about with you at this point in your career doing different things and incorporating different sounds into it. Because like it's easy to be like, okay, like you're already a legend in your own right, and it's like it's easy to be like, all right, cool, like I got these records I can perform for the next 20 years. Let me just keep doing that. Let me cool it. But like I think it's what's dope is like your desire to continue to grow and not just stay in that barrel. You know what I'm saying?
It's like LeBron still trying to win another ring. After he has done so much. Because there are people who think that that is it for you. You can't find, and he's always trying to prove that you can still do this music, that you can still be successful. Right. You can still kill it when you get on stage. You can still find a big tune. You see, because when you get a, it's like I learned earlier on that you're just as big as your last #1 song or your last hit song. So when you get a new one, it's a whole new thing. It's new audience. It's everything different. New money, new fans, everything.
Right. Do you ever feel the need? Because you mentioned prove, but do you ever feel the need to prove that? Like, is that kind of how you go into things now? Like, okay, I gotta make sure.
That's a competitive spirit. You always feel that. You always feel that. You're always trying to show the world that you're still able to do whatever you do at your best.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. So what type? So what we're doing right now? You've got a couple new singles out, right? Like, what are we kind of leading into now in 2023 as summer approaches? Like, do we have a project on the way? I know it's been a couple years since your last project. Like, what type of space are you in that regard right now?
Well, I signed a deal with a French label, Play 2.
Well, congratulations.
Play 2 and TF Records, you're right. So hopefully, they will see the vision of first taking care of the bass market, because oftentimes artists, they get signed and they really, really go away from the bass market. You see? So they try to do this crossover. It's constantly trying to cross over. And it's a lot of money to cross over. And you lose the authenticity of the sound. So, I try to keep, I'm trying to keep, even though I'm doing Afro music with African artists, I still bring Mr. Vegas to it. You see what I'm saying? So hopefully they will see that vision. So we're working on hardcore dancehall at the same time, as I said before, trying to create different, mixtures with the Afro artists.
What Afro artists are you working with right now?
Well, the single artist that is out now, Bright Future, is with Yemi Alade.
Right.
Right? She's really a powerhouse in Nigeria, in Africa, and worldwide. So she's like in the top, the top 5 or so, top 10 Afro artists. So it's good that she's really, really into the record, helping to promote the record into that audience, which is good, because sometimes you do a song with someone or another artist and they there's no help in promoting the record to their base.
Right. Like you could do the song and they might not post it, or
Facts.
Which we see all the time.
All the time. Like you would spend a ton load of money to get a feature, and then the artist not even a shout out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Then sometimes you have to pay the artist again to go do the music video, and the artist will not even post a clip.
Right.
So they're following. So it's good that she's really seeing how she can help.
Is that kind of how you move now too? Like you make sure that like these collaborations that you're doing, it's like a genuine thing. It's not just like, okay, like I'm gonna pay you for this and hope that you might post it. You know what I'm saying? Hope you might come do the video with me.
First thing, I'm not gonna try and work with someone who is not interested in doing the song. If I have to be chasing you down, I know that's already a red flag. If I send you the song, if you think it's dope, you're gonna be like, you're gonna want to do it. You can feel, even when the person send over their tracks or send over their vocals, you can tell if they're into it. So I'm not gonna like chase you down, because I'm gonna have to chase you down to make a post, and I can't bother. I'm too old for that. You know what I'm saying? It's like when I was recording Standing on the Sun with Beyonce, the remix. And she was very involved. She wanted to do this remix. So she was giving us tips and, no, I want a hardcore dancehall vibe. And because we were trying to sound all nice and clarity and all that stuff, she was like, no.
Yeah, I don't want that shit. She's like, I want the real shit.
She want break it down. Yes,
I like that. Nah, because like it's like you would think that like someone like Beyonce would be like, all right, well, like I'm sure her team was like, well, we should scale it back, but she's like, no, I want like the real raw, uncut.
Raw. And even when we mixed it, she was like, no. And she didn't stop until it was correct. So I respected, and Beyonce is like top of the tops. So for her to be like so involved in a remix, you know, if you do a song with Beyonce, she's gonna do it because she wants to do it, and she's gonna be a part of the project.
Yeah, not because she has to.
Exactly.
And she's extremely hands-on.
Yes, I.
So with this, like with the Afro music that you're making right now, are you gonna have like, is it all gonna be blended on one project, or you gonna kind of have like a more like Afro-centric project than a more?
No, one project.
It's
one
all
album.
one joint. Okay.
Yeah, one album. Yep.
When we get in the album.
I'm not sure because first of all, I have to get a major single, like a big single, because I would hate to put an album out and you're just out there promoting an album. You know, so something has to blow up, like, you know, the single on the album. Just like when we released Heads Eye album, and Heads Eye was the big single, you know, and She's a Hoe album, you know, She's a Hoe was the big song on the, you know, and Pull Up album, and Pull Up was the big tune. You see what I'm saying? So I'm kind of from that school where if I'm doing a major project, especially with a label behind it, where they're going to spend their money, I want to make sure that there's a hit single. So I'm not going to drop an album just because I want to drop an album with a major. It's different from you're out there independently, you're throwing stuff out. But to put a record out with a label, no, there got to be a hit single.
So we're gonna wait for the hit single to come around.
Yeah, man.
Whatever
It's
works.
gonna happen. I think Bright Future is gonna blow up. You know, we just got to keep working it.
Right. And it's finally getting warm everywhere else. You know
Yeah,
what I'm
man.
saying? So
Yep.
you just gotta wait till it gets a little warmer in New York, and then you know how New York goes. New York's gonna blow
Yep.
that up.
And music is different now. You may wake up tomorrow, next week, and it's the biggest thing.
Right.
Because someone may just grab it on TikTok, and that's a wrap.
Right. Or like I had like an Afrobeat artist here before you, Loj. His song was like 2 years old before it blew up, and Chris Brown got on it. And it was like, but it took 2 years for that song to blow. You really never know nowadays. Like
Never know.
Something could be out for like, or like someone from New York, like Lola Brooke. Her song was out for 2 years, and it just blew up this past couple months. You know, it's a weird time.
Yep. Because it's like so much music coming out from all over the world.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it's like music now is like a drop in the ocean.
Yeah.
You know, I think luck plays a big part too. Yes, I.
Yeah, because it's like, who knows if like that one TikTok that you make is really gonna be catch on.
Facts.
It could be the best TikTok in the world, but just sometimes it might not. The
Facts.
algorithm might not take it, and it might not go. But then you might just catch that one day of your. I had someone who like posted the same type of TikTok 50 times, and then the 50th one was the one that finally
Wow.
won. But they were posting their song every single day for like 50 days straight.
I need to try that. I need to try that 50 days straight.
Yeah, there are a couple artists like that. Like I think of like Pink Panthers from the UK. She did it every day for like a couple days. She's like, day one, I'm posting my music till I blow up, and then eventually she blew up, and now her and Ice Spice got like one of the biggest songs in the world.
Wow.
Which is crazy to think about how like it all started on like as like a TikTok thing too.
Facts.
But you gonna have it. We're not even worried about that. You know what I'm saying? We've been waiting a couple
Let's
years
go
anyway.
Universe.
Huh?
Let's leave it to the universe.
Let's leave
and
it
see
to
what
the
happens.
universe.
Yeah.
So the project is on the way.
Right.
Very excited. The freestyle's out now by the time y'all see this, so please go run that up. Very excited for this. Thank you again for coming to bless the platform.
Yes, I.
Before we get out of here, anything else you want to let the people know where they could follow you at, all that good stuff. Now is the time to do it. This camera right here.
Yo, what's up? This is Mr. Vegas. You can catch me on Mr. Vegas Music on all your platforms. See you? Check it out. Boom.
There you go. Well, make sure you go follow him. Be on the lookout for that new project coming soon. Freestyle now by the time y'all see this, so go check that out. Go follow him. Go show him some love. Go show him some support. Love is free. Support is free. But y'all already knew that. Till next time, Mr. Vegas on the radar. We
Boom.
out. Pow. My God. Appreciate you.
Respect, bro.